Hello, welcome.
Hello.
I'm Laurel, and I have special guest friend person here.
Hi.
Oh, in case you don't know, this is Bethany. She does writing stuff. Apparently, she writes 25,000 words in a day sometimes, just by
That was a
accident.
super weird day. Like I don't even know. That's never gonna happen in my life again, ever.
Never say never. It
Give it a
could,
couple
it
minutes.
could.
Yeah. But we're here to write flash fiction, which I'm very
We're
excited
here to
about.
write flash fiction. Yes. I am going to try to take the Mary Robinette lessons to heart and write an actual like story that follows a character and they try and do something. I find that I'm pretty good at like writing a little scene where some interesting something happens, but I'm not very good at like actually writing a story from beginning to end. So
I'm guilty of that sometimes too, where it's like, oh, I have pretty prose and extended
mhm.
metaphors, and it's like, well, that's not a plot. Like, sure, it was like fun to read, I guess, but like nothing happened.
Yeah, nice image, but
Yeah.
no substance.
That little lecture though is like the pep talk I need when I'm feeling low.
Mhm.
I just feel like
Yeah.
every time I listen to it, I learn something new and it's so
Mhm.
good.
Yeah, there's so much. All right. Well, should we get to writing?
Sure. Sounds good.
All right. Bethany, do you have a writing prompt that you're going to be going off of, or do you want us to find a writing prompt to use together, or what?
It doesn't really matter to me. I have a couple of just like random ideas I had in my notebook. Do I remember what I was going with when I wrote these words down? Really sure. Like I have grocery store. Like I'm not really sure what I was going with grocery store, but it was
Mhm.
important enough at the time to write down. I don't know. So I'm up for whatever. So
All
please say it
right.
over here.
In that case, so I've got my list of kind of random prompts that I thought up, and my prompt currently for the day is the best feeling in the world is ... When I originally thought of that, I was imagining something. Well, I was imagining one thing, but then when I read that today, I was like, oh, I have an idea of what I want to do for that. So I will be writing on that prompt, I think.
I like it. I like
I
it.
reserve the right to completely change direction at any point if I feel like it's not working out. So,
Honestly, I understand that.
yes, Brandon, there is a co host, and welcome. It's nice to see you. um, Brandon, I'm not sure how much of that you caught, but we are going to do a writing sprint. And you think 25 minutes will work, or do you want to do
Oh yeah,
shorter?
definitely.
Okay.
I think that's fine.
Happen to have a handy Pomodoro timer up for everyone. There we go.
Perfect.
All right. So we've got documents ready and prompts ready. Let's do it. Three,
Let it
2, 1,
begin.
sprint.
We did it.
We did it. We survived the first sprint. I'm not going to be too serious about holding us to a 5-minute break, but I figure it's good to kind of, keep an eye on.
Try, yes.
So I'll keep that timer going. So how did everyone do? And also, welcome. Let's see, who all showed up?
There's a lot of people here.
Amy, Orla, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm happy to have everyone here. Very exciting. Are you working on flash fiction or are you working on something else? I won't judge you if you're working on something else. That's fine. Brandon got 435 words. Very nice. They wrote a very silly zombie story.
Love that. How did your story go?
So I was going with the best feeling in the world prompt, and I had my zombie character following someone and chasing them, and they think the person is about to get away, but then the world comes together in their favor. And the best feeling in the world is that they get to share human brains with their new zombie friend.
That's cute. I love the twist on it. Best feeling in the world for someone else.
Yes. Hi, Devin. Welcome. It's good to see you. And yeah, what did you write, Bethany?
I was going to do the best feeling in the world, but I just came across too cheesy because I was talking about a dog. So I wrote, it's called, titles are subject to change, but it's a family knife. And it talks about a grandma. All of my stories feature grandmas. Why am I like this? Because grandmas are simultaneously the most interesting and terrifying people in the world. But it was about a grandma who gifted her granddaughter a knife, and it's telling the story of the knife and what it's been used for. So,
Very interesting.
Yeah, we'll see. I need to rework it a little bit, but I like the concept.
I can see it being interesting. I have to say, I have had my share of old lady nightmares in my lifetime. I don't know, I've got this reoccurring nightmare that this old lady is chasing me, and the only thing I can do to get her to stop is to bite off her fingers.
Oh my gosh.
So old ladies are scary.
They are. I love my grandma to death, but I've never met a more passive-aggressive woman. And I'm like, wow, the power you hold is just intense. To be you. It's fine.
Let's see. The chat is just flying past me. Let's see. Orla's working on Flash about 2:43. Hey, no worries. 2:43 is perfectly respectable. Working, fleshing out a little something. All right. Is it the story that you mentioned on Instagram? Because I am excited if so. And let's see. I think I missed something earlier on. Oh, Laura is working on short story, rewriting the ending to make the Gothic romance more of a horror. Very.
Ooh, I like that.
And here is the thing about Amy's eyes, because apparently she sees Brandon's avatar as Squidward. Let's check. Yeah, I can totally see. I mean, it's a face. All right. The sky was on fire. Millions of rapidly descending stars fell from the heavens, flashing dangerously overhead. Ooh, I like it. And yes, you do wear glasses. So, but I'm on board. I think that all blue avatars look vaguely Squidward-ish.
Especially that shade of blue.
And yes, it is now a stream because Devin made it. Sky in Ireland looks like something from a fantasy. I have not seen it, but I can believe it. Tiny River is a stream too. Yes. All right. New Zealand and short story will end up for 4.5 to 5K. All right.
That's a good length. That's probably the longer end for my short stories because
yeah.
Writing long things is so hard for me. I don't know why. It's something I'm trying to get better at.
Yeah, I like my thing I just wrote now is like 600. I forgot. It was in the 600 range. And that's like really easy for me. But like actual short story length, I just can never do it.
I think I struggle with endings. Like Orla was one of my beta readers for my short story collection. And she showed me nicely, like, okay, a lot of your endings are like too abrupt. Why are you doing this? And I'm just like, oh, why am I doing it? Probably because I like really struggle with like wrapping it up. So I'm like, let's just do a hard stop. And that's something I'm trying to fix.
Yeah, I definitely have fallen victim to that one too. Oh, interesting. Her heart was hollow, the echoes of their love trying to grab onto something for purchase before they would disintegrate. Very cool. I like it. Sorry. I've got a cat who keeps headbutting my elbow right when I try stuff, and it's difficult.
Oh.
Yeah, which anthology are you submitting to? Very interested to hear about it. The perfect description of me and food. And the anthology is Post Orchid Press, Dark Hearts Anthology. Cool. Exciting. A hard stop or a gut punch. Yeah, sometimes that is the way to go.
Yeah, Sui's read some of them. The gut punch, I don't mind, but some of them people are just like, I'm borderline unsatisfied because you didn't really clear up things. And I'm like, darn it. Like, I'm getting lazy and I hoped you wouldn't notice.
That's how my novel projects have all ended up. Like, probably the last 2,000 words are like, I don't even know what I'm writing anymore. Like, just put something. Just editing Laurel will have to change it all anyway.
I understand that.
All right. Okay. What do you think? Are we up for another sprint / another flash fiction?
Sounds good to me.
All right. Well, the kind of official flash fiction from Writer's Digest I have here. Their prompt for the day is take something usual and have it do something unusual. So if you want to write on that,
that could be interesting.
Feel free to. And if you want to write your own thing, again, no judgments. So potentially take something usual and make it do something unusual. And a 3, 2, 1, sprint. All right. We made it through another one. And everyone do. Go back to this.
I wrote.
You wrote? Well, that's good.
I don't know how I'm going to end this. So, future Bethany's problem. How'd you do?
I did all right. I was trying to keep in mind the Mary Robinette idea, like you have 3 sentences to introduce your who, your where, and your genre. Then you have 2 sentences to introduce the conflict. Then 5 sentences to try and fail, 5 sentences to try and succeed, then 3 sentences to wrap it up. And instead, I spent about 300 words introducing the conflict and didn't know where to go, so I stopped there.
It's a good pattern to try, though. You can still tweak it, fix it.
Yeah, I'm learning. I'm still learning.
Learning, yeah, same. We're always learning over here.
Let's see. We had some new, at least one new person join the chat, if I can find on the, I also had a cat join me in case you could see him. Let's see. Going back, let's see. Ghost Orchid Press, Gut Punch, We Believe in You, and we've got some lines from writing. Those weren't the glowing orbs of the light of the night, rather stretched open wings made of pure light. Interesting. Heat radiated from their bodies, warming the early morning air, tanning my skin, but turning my insides cold. I like it. I like the vibe you've got going there, Amy. Hey, that's exactly what I think you should do, Orla. I see no problem with making up your own prompts or with using other people's, whatever works. Smell was the next one to arrive. I caught a whiff of a burned steel kind of smell, the one you would smell in a blacksmith as he forged a weapon. Intriguing. Kent got here. Welcome, Kent. If you're still here. If you're not still here, well, nah. Glad you made it, Kent. And Zooey, you should definitely try to sleep. It is very late there.
Yes. Yes.
And for that matter, Amy, it is very late where you are as well, is it not? Brains need sleep, people. But I am intrigued by this dying bird business. And yes, you can search for a word. I can't remember how you do it, but someone has
I think
answered light and light. Unintentional rhyming. All right, Orla got 541 words for yesterday's story, though. What did you write about yesterday? I remember seeing your post that you had written something, but I don't know if I saw what you had written. Kent is still here. Okay, well, I won't you then. Okay, it's just early there. Okay. I guess I'm used to doing my 8 a.m. writing when you're living on like 1 a.m. time. I don't know how to fix that one. School is important. It's all about learning. Agreed. Writing writing blurbs for 2 novels got 150. All right. Like a rabid Wolverine. My goodness. Fresh tears fell, reactivating the link on the page into red rivulets. And oh no, it's our timer. Relatable, enjoy school. And it's all about the learning. All right. Are we up for one more? Do we have
I'm up for that. Totally up to you, though.
I think I can handle one more, maybe redeem myself a little bit from that one. And I have a third source of writing prompts. Going to open a random page, and the prompt is needs. Write a fraction of a story about a character in a desperate situation. This person has to tell a story to get out of the desperate situation. Okay. So that's what I'll be writing. If you want to write something else, that's perfectly fine. Oh, and this time I'm going to remember to share the timer, share the timer page so people can actually see it. And a 3, 2, 1, sprint. Success. We made it.
We did it.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I keep thinking that it's the Laurel show.
We did it. How'd you do? What'd you write?
Oh, I wrote a very weird story about a guy trying to get into an apartment building by telling a story about losing his keys to a dog and then pretending to be a pizza delivery guy because the lady at the front won't let him in.
That
I
sounds
don't know if it
so
made any
cute.
sense or not.
I really want a collection from you. I've got to read some of your stories, and they're all just like quirky, cute. I really like them.
Well, thank you. I'm glad that they come across. I definitely like when I'm writing them. I feel very I don't know. I feel like I don't have enough perspective to tell if they ever make sense or not.
No, they're always so entertaining, and I love like the length of a lot of them. Like when you sent me a couple that you were maybe thinking about for Orla's audio anthology, and they were all just so different, but they read so snappy. A big fan.
Well, thank you. So what did you write, Bethany?
I wrote about eyebrows. So
Eyebrows.
yes. Hear me out. There's another grandma in this story because I can't stop.
Once you found your niche.
The story is actually, it was Sui that was like, okay, you just need to collect all of the stories that have something to do with a grandma and just put a grandma story out there, or a collection of grandma stories. I'm like, yes. But this one, it sounds really serious. Its working title is What Cancer Stole From Me. And I talk about like how cancer sapped this person's energy, then the hair, then like the family sort of, hospital visits, all of that, finances. But she's really upset that cancer stole her eyebrows because that was the most expressive piece of her. And it's how she's coping with the loss of her eyebrows. So
that sounds really interesting. I would
we'll
definitely
see. I'll send it to you once I finish it.
All right. Yes, I'm definitely down to be a beta reader for
some weird stories.
It's definitely easier to promise to beta read.
Flash fiction.
It's like, all right, if I don't like it, at least it's short.
10 minutes of your life.
And in the chat, we were talking about cannibalism, I believe, which I think Sui was the one who kicked that conversation off.
I don't know what happened. I just looked down and I saw what was going on, and I was like, oh my gosh, of course Sui's leading the charge with that.
Yes. No, tell Sui about the human forks made to eat.
Gosh.
No, I think this is my favorite nutritional or ritualistic cannibalism.
I need a thesis on both of them.
Have you ever heard the podcast Lore?
Yeah, I haven't actually listened to it, but I've heard great things.
It's really interesting, but he has an episode that is all about like the Donner Party and different examples through history of people. People being forced to eat other people, but it turns out that people are a little more prone to this than you might want to think. There's a lot of examples, and they were pretty disturbing. Flash fiction weirdness, not the actual snacking variety.
I appreciate the differentiation. Thank you.
Yes. Going slowly back away from Sui. Yes, you definitely can't just unhinge the jaw and swallow them whole.
Gosh. Do you know how many potatoes I could eat if I could do that? I would be set for life.
I mean, if you put people in the blender, then you don't have to chew on them. Sorry. Need to take things to a very strange place. Yes, mosquitoes should suffer everyone's wrath, but don't bite mosquitoes because that is gross.
I agree.
Ketchup or chocolate sauce, definitely not both at the same time.
Okay, noted.
All right, so now we're talking about people exploding in the microwave. So I feel like everything has probably come to its full. Probably, Devin. Probably.
Could happen. No, I have a sensitive gag reflex too, so anything could happen.
Yeah, Orla did a most excellent cannibalism story recently as well.
I was so surprised. I was like, okay, I know it's going to be dark and creepy, but then like she went there and I was like, Orla, sweet little Orla, how could she? Let that nice face fool you. She has a sinister side when it comes to fiction.
We love it.
We love it too. It was good. I was surprised. I listened to that one twice.
It was good.
Great.
Yeah, I think that I'm trying to remember the ones that particularly stood out. There were a few that I really liked. I liked Orla's, and I can't remember who did it, but it was like death is going to like go and take a soul, but the person takes pity on like the Grim Reaper.
I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, I don't remember
like
who it was by
they
though.
become friends basically. If anyone knows who wrote the story I'm thinking of, it had a very touching ending. I got all sorts of feelings from it. There were a few more, but
there were a lot of really good ones in this one.
2 weeks. I guess I can be forgiven if I've forgotten some of the
names and titles.
2 weeks. It was good stuff. I'm glad that you put another one together, Orla.
Me too. That was fun.
All right. Well, we're coming up on 1 3/4 hours. We're not really that close to 2 hours, but I'm thinking it's probably a good stopping place.
I agree.
This is a bad sitting position.
We were talking about potatoes, and now I'm like, I gotta go make some potatoes now. So
there we go. We better see a 10-hour video of awkward eye contact out of it.
Oh my gosh. Yep, I'll vlog it just for you guys. I'm making awkward eye contact the entire time. Between like Kent and Richard, like there are several different videos of me out there where it's like an hour-long awkward eye contact of me like shaking popcorn or massaging kale. Things are weird.
It could be worse. Okay. It's definitely better than having accidental pornography out on the internet or something. I mean, popcorn is pretty tame, right?
Could be way worse. Right, yeah, and the kale is pretty tame as well.
So intimate the way you squished it.
I realize that now after watching the loop of it. I was like, oh my goodness, it just keeps getting weirder and weirder.
Someday this is going to be like a study hack, like just put on your Bethany and start typing away while she stares at you.
Yeah, make you uncomfortable until you finish what you're trying to finish.
That's right. You have to write or else you have to face Bethany.
That's a really good tactic. I should use that for myself. Good stuff. Well, thank you so much for hosting this.
Yeah,
this so
thank you for coming.
Yeah, it worked out perfectly.
My first actual live stream with another live person. It was
A
so
live
exciting.
one too.
It felt a lot less like I was talking to myself.
I agree. Like sometimes the ones by yourself, you're just like, am I boring? What's happening? But I like doing it.
Yeah. Thank you,
Cool.
Brandon. Nice. All right. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you, Bethany, for being here. Thanks for writing with us. And yeah, everyone, take care. Have a good rest of your Tuesday or whatever day it is.
Tuesday, right?
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Or Wednesday if you're in Australia.
True.
All right. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.